Cracks in brick, cracks in block, sticking windows or doors. Settling or sinking foundation, it's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
The 18th of September, I'm meteorologist Bill Murray with a bit of a bad cold this morning, so bear with me as we get through the forecast. It's been dry recently here across Alabama. This rainfall over the last 30 days compared to normal. A good bit of West Alabama fairly wet during that time, running some, 2 to 500s, even as high as 600% above normal across that area. Sort of a hit or miss proposition over the rest of the area. Now, you look at the last 14 days, you can see dryness beginning to set in, especially there over south central Alabama. And then over the last 7 days, it's been really dry. We need the rain. And unfortunately, none is in the forecast, at least through next week and into the weekend. Here's the upper pattern across North America, showing a broad ridge of high pressure from the Great Lakes and Northeast back to the southwest. The big storm crashing on shore in the west coast. And there to the very bottom right corner of the graphic, you can see the storm that is Fiona. Moving forward in time, the upper pattern tells the story. Ridge sort of concentrates itself over Texas. Big trough develops as that ridge amplifies there over the northeast. This pulls Fiona out to the north and northeast. So, sort of a spoiler alert there. It allows a weak cold front to move our way. Fiona is approaching hurricane strength. We'll probably get a little bit of, uh, of a weakening trend today as it crosses over Puerto Rico, but it's not going to last very long. Passing about 40 miles from San Juan today, and then over the Mona Passage and out into the Atlantic. Hurricane warnings in effect for the north coast of the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. And the storm should become a hurricane later today. This is a look at the season that is right now. You can see on the left, that's the climatology between 1991 and 2020. On accumulated cyclone energy, a way we measure the overall amount of cyclone activity that we've had in the Atlantic. The blue line on the right is where we are, and you can see that number's been kind of going up here recently, but still well below normal. Now, going out all the way to the end of the forecast period, this is the GFS upper pattern for the 3rd of October, totally voodoo territory. But the GFS spins up a tropical storm, maybe a minimal hurricane there in the southern Gulf of Mexico and moves it to the northwest. We'll have to watch that. Not anywhere near a forecast, but could happen, that's for sure. Go day by day on the GFS today. We're high and dry across Alabama. You see Fiona there in the lower right-hand corner. Tomorrow, it's more the same. We'll be in the upper 80s today, approaching 90 tomorrow. And then by Tuesday, we're going to be well into the 90s. Probably going to see high temperatures in the middle and upper 90s, around 95, 96 degrees. And that's quite warm for this time of year, almost to record territory, maybe 4 to 5 degrees below records for this time of year. This is Wednesday, more of the same. Fiona making its way to the north. The air mass over Alabama is still very dry. Now, look to the north, dry cold front, weak cold front approaching Alabama from the north and northeast as that trough exercises its muscles there over the northeastern United States, sends that boundary our way. It probably passes through Thursday night, and it should be a dry front as it does, so not much of a chance of rain, if any at all. And then during the day on Friday, you'll notice the lowering dew point still will be quite warm. High temperatures will be in the upper 80s, but at least it won't be in the middle and upper 90s. This is Saturday, showing that front to the south of Birmingham and central Alabama, out over the peninsula of Florida into the Atlantic. And then look, something's really kind of changing though by the point we get to next Sunday. Moisture levels over Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, all through the Ohio Valley are beginning to increase, and we'll probably see a few showers appearing about that time. Here's the outlook across the Atlantic. We want to see the 500 millibar pattern here out on that weekend of the first to see what would happen. That trough there, the GFS sweeps it on out, and ridge fills back in pretty quickly. If that happens, we could have some issue there in the Gulf of Mexico, but it's something we'll be watching. This is the GFS way out there in Voodoo territory at hour 336, showing a Category 1 hurricane there near the Florida Keys. So again, something to watch as we go through time. Temperatures over the next 2 weeks off the national blended models. You see them moving upward until we get to 96 on Wednesday, then dropping back a bit. And maybe that's the last 90s we'll see. I can't promise that, but with those 50-degree, 50s for dew points by next weekend, we could see some lows over North Alabama in the upper upper 50s, but lots of places will be in the 60s, which is quite comfortable. We'll have the YouTube weatherman Ryan Hall, y'all, on the Weather Brains podcast on Monday night. So you'll want to tune into that. Really interesting conversation ahead. Weather Brains is the weekly netcast. It's all about weather. Get it wherever you get your podcast. That's your weather video for this Saturday or Sunday, the 19th. I can't get anything straight. Sunday, the 18th. I'll have notes on the blog, forecast update at noon, and we'll be keeping an eye on Fiona as it crosses Puerto Rico and gets ready to head into the Atlantic. Well, until I get to see you next Sunday, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call Alabama Professional Services. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call APS. Sticking windows or doors, call APS. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call APS. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.